Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have this adorable little bob to show you. This is Esprit by Ellen Wille in the color Mocca Lighted. Before we start, as always, I wanted to ask, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe down below, like and comment, and we'll get started. Okay, so as you can see, Esprit is just a cute little bouncy short bob with beautiful loose waves, really very unstructured and soft all around. And she is a synthetic wig, so you will not want to heat style with the exception of some steam or a hot air brush. You could use as well a plastic hot air brush. So let's go ahead and look at the details. This is right out of the box because I want to show you what I do to customize her a bit. So here is the lace front, and that is extremely well done. You can see those knots virtually disappear. The lighter fibers are in the front, along the front hairline here, which creates that soft hairline. Wonderful. She has a mono part, and we will remove that zigzag parting together to see how natural the part line looks. I assume it will be wonderful. Let's go ahead and take a look at the style from all sides. Here she is from the right, and the back, and the left. Just a very comfortable, summery, modern, casual short bob. I love this style. So next we will go ahead and work on her a little bit. We will look at the cap construction. We'll go over some styling options for her. And lastly, we'll take her outside and take a look at this beautiful color in natural light. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is remove this zigzag parting. So I have my rat tail comb, and we'll just go ahead and create a new part line just approximately down the center of that zigzag, and we'll see how we like that. That looks so much better. Let's go ahead and finger comb her a bit and see if she'll just kind of fall into place that way. I don't want to loosen these waves too much. We can try to add some back by adding some water spray and scrunching it and letting it dry, or also some sea salt spray could also add some more texture. We'll go ahead and clip this in place, and then I'll get a better look at it. And we'll go ahead, I'll grab my steamer, my tools, and we'll go ahead and steam that part in place and steam those fibers away from the face. All right, so I have her on a blockhead. And now we're going to go ahead and steam the part in place and steam the fibers away from the face. I have my iSteam steamer here. I'm using a time lapse here because I have a video dedicated to how to steam fibers away from the face, and I'll post a link down below. I think that should do it. Next, I will let this cool and I'll put her back on my head and we'll see what we accomplished. All right, now she's nice and cool, so let's go ahead and see how this turned out. Even if the fibers are a little bit damp, you can keep working with the wig. I like that a lot. I just love it when fibers don't fall in my face too much. And I like that little swoop away from the face, as I said. One way to accomplish that also, if you really want more of it, of course, is you can, swoop it the other way. But this is a mono part, and I like showing the part line, so I think we'll keep it on this side, but that is just the way I like it. And I did go ahead and place a piece of silicone tape under the part line, and I will show you that in just a little bit. And you can see how that part line looks really natural. And let's go ahead and do the test. I'll lean forward, give it a little shake even. And that is the extent to which these fibers are wanting to fall in my face at this point. Not bad at all. I think next, let's go ahead and take a look at the cap construction. Okay, so here is this piece of silicone tape that I told you about that I like to put underneath the part line so that my dark bio hair will not show through. I use the AWD medical tape. That's what I like to use, and I will post in the description box where I purchased this. Let's go ahead and remove it so that you can see this cap construction without that on there. Okay, so what we have here is a left mono part. You can see there's a little bit of room to work with if you wanted to move the part around a little bit, but it's absolutely a dedicated left part. You have an extended lace front, very luxurious. It runs halfway down the ear tabs on both sides, and that will give you that appearance of natural growth all along here. I just love that, especially for styling the piece away from the face. You have your soft ear tabs with metal stays inside. You have an extended nape, and that's wonderful. It gives you a little bit of extra coverage. You have the Velcro adjusters, and now this Ellen Wille cap is a petite average, and as you can see, I have loosened these Velcro adjusters and extended the circumference as much as I can for myself. My head is a 22-inch circumference. So then we have a partially hand-tied cap. And let me just show this to you. So these sections here, let's maybe hold her this way. Here's the front and here's the back. So the top section is hand-tied there, as you can see. And then there are panels on the side, this one, and on the other side, of course, it's identical. Those are also hand-tied. And then in the back, you have wefts. The wefts are sewn into the mesh fabric that you can see here. But in terms of stretch, it's very interesting. I looked and tested very carefully, and these center portions, the one in the back, the wefted portion here, and the top portion, those are not stretchy at all. That material, I think if you stretch it, you would damage it. But on the sides, you have two portions here, the hand-tied and the wefted, and these are stretchy. The same on the other side. So I think the effect of that would be that you don't get a stretch from front to back, but you would get stretch ear to ear. So depending on your measurements, I hope that helps you out. But yes, so overall, this is a very comfortable cap. And even though I'm an average size head, you can see this, I'm able to adjust her, and this cap feels very comfortable on me. Okay, let's look at some styling options. Esprit is such an adorable little beach wavy bob that I think she's best worn loose and just in her natural state most of the time. And she feels very comfortable and light. The fibers don't bother you at all on your neck, and they don't fall in your face very much. So I don't think she requires a lot of styling, but there are absolutely a few options. So let's look at some of those. As always, I like to test the ear tuck, just to keep these fibers out of the face if you're working throughout the day. And I actually think that's an adorable little look on this one, and it will keep those fibers away from the face. These fibers are so soft and light, I have to tell you, I almost feel like there's nothing behind my ear. So that is absolutely wonderful. You can do it on both sides, of course. And I think you also could take, with these wavy styles, I like to just take some of these fibers in front, give them a little twist, and use a miniature claw clip there, and then just kind of arrange those curls a little bit. And that's another wonderful way to keep the fibers away from your face. Then we have, of course, the headband option. I like to do that, and also this will give me the opportunity to show you that extended lace front and the coverage. So there we go. Okay, so we have that extended lace front. You can see it in the front, and it runs all the way down to here on me. And then the ear tabs are there, the bottom of the ear tabs. So that's the amount of coverage I get with my 22-inch circumference head. And all my measurements are in the description box down below if you'd like to compare them to yours, and that will give you an idea of how much coverage you get along here. For me, I think this works very well. I think I would possibly use a little root powder, although it's blending pretty well, I think. And also I could pull some bio hair out and disguise the edges that way. You just need to figure out how to make that work for yourself if you're going to be pulling her back this way away from the face. But I think that's a wonderful look and absolutely an option with this style. So next, we'll go ahead and take Esprit outside and get a good look at this beautiful color in natural light. So Mocca Lighted is just a beautiful light brown with caramel highlights. I think this is such a pretty color. The code for it is 12-830-20. And the description, I will go ahead and read this to you, is a light brown base with light caramel highlights on top only. And when they say top, I think they mean front. And it has a darker nape, which I will show you when I do a spin. So let's go ahead and break down that code. So you have the 12, which is this very light brown. So that is the base. You can see that. Then you have the 20, and these are these caramel blonde highlights, and you do see a tiny bit of it here and there. You'll be able to see that, but most of it is concentrated absolutely here along the front, just framing your face, which I think is a very pretty effect, especially for this loose wavy style. And then you have the 830, and the 30, which is this color, is actually in the red family. So if you look closely, especially in the natural light here, you can see there is some red. You see some highlights and it's blended in there. Very pretty, very subtle, but there's a little bit of red. And then of course you have the 8, which is the brown. So those are the colors that you'll find in this style, and I'll try to show you all the details. So here we have the lace front, and as I mentioned before, those knots are virtually invisible, done extremely well. I love that. You have your part line there. Gorgeous caramely highlights here in the front. And I guess it is a little bit more on top, because if you part it out here, the lower portion is not nearly as caramely. As you can see, let's check the other side. Yeah, it kind of ends right about there, and then it's darker. Okay, so let's take a look from all sides, and I will show you the nape so you can see the darker nape. Here we are from the right and the back, and let's get a good look at that nape. You can see that color, and then the left. So yeah, a really fun, highlighted, light brown color for this beautiful style. Okay, final thoughts. Esprit by Ellen Wille is just a very fun, very natural looking, short, beach wavy bob style. I love this kind of a style, especially for the summertime when it's really hot out like it has been lately. You will find yourself reaching for this kind of a style over and over again, just because it's so practical, always looks good, and is so light and comfortable. This style actually reminds me quite a bit of Sage by Estetica, if you're familiar with that style. I think those kinds of little bobs with waves are just very, very practical, very pretty, and very wearable, I guess is how I would explain that. So I love the wave pattern. I love how natural it looks. I love the density. This allows you to tuck the fibers behind your ear or pull it back with a headband and still feels very comfortable and looks natural. The Mocca Lighted is a very pretty color. I feel very comfortable in the brunettes, of course. I was a little concerned that this amount of blonde highlighting in the front might be too much for me, but I actually think it's really pretty and suits this style incredibly well. I think with this beach wavy style, it just looks like you spent some time in the sun or at an expensive salon, and I think it really adds a lot to the style. So love the style, love the color. I hope, as always, that this review has been helpful and informative, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.